So Brisbane City Council serves a
布里斯
population
本的
of
市
1 million
政府
people.
服务
The Great
100万
Brisbane
居
area,
民
which。includes, say, the Gold Coast and the
最
Sunshine
大的
Coast,
是包
is
括
about
这个
2.5
黄金海
million
岸
people,
这
so
里，
about the same size as Kaohsiung. But the
大
Brisbane City
约
Council that I work
是
for,
整个
we
高
serve
雄人
1
口。
million people.
那在
We have
我
a new
所
Lord
住的布里
Mayor.
斯本市这
Our
个部
previous
分
Lord Mayor resigned 2 weeks ago
是
so that he
100多
can
万
go
人，
and
我们的
contest the
旧
state
的
government elections.
市
He
政
wants to be the
府
Premier
的市
of
市长
Queensland.
呢，想要
And he's
去
very popular, so he may
竞
well
选
become
昆士
the
兰省
Premier
的
of
省长，
Queensland.
所以他辞职，
But our
所以
new
我们有
mayor
新
is
市长。
Councillor
那我们现
Graham
在的
Quirk.
新市长
And Graham Quirk has been to
Graham
Kaohsiung a
Quirk
number of times
来台湾
and has
很多次。
received delegations from Kaohsiung on a number of occasions to Brisbane. So our Lord Mayor passes
那
on his
也
best wishes to
接
you
待
in
了
Kaohsiung.
高雄
And
到
I'm
布里
sure
斯本
soon
访
you'll
问
see
的
him
代
come
表
and
团
visit。
那
you
我
here.
相信我们的新市长很快就会来高雄访问。
So we're responsible for a whole range of
我们负
assets,
责
right through from
庞大的市政
buses
资产，
to
包括的巴
rivers
士
to、creeks,
河水
the、roads. You can see I've put on the screen some of the numbers
道路
of
等等，
assets
大家
that
可
we
以
have
看
in
到
the
这
city.
些是我们城市
For
里面的
example,
市政资
700
产，
kilometres of waterways.
包括我们700
That
公
doesn't
里的水
include
路，
about 100 kilometres of river frontage, which is the
这
Brisbane
还
River.
不包括100
I'm
公里
responsible
的
for
布里斯本的水
2,700
岸。
kilometres of stormwater drains.
那我也负责
And that's very important
2700
for
公里的
getting the
雨水
water
管
away.
线。
But
那
an
这些管线
important
可以
concept here is
排
that
水，在这里
river
很重
flooding
要的一个概
and
念
creek
是，
flooding or local flooding are quite different.
河
So
水
in the
的洪
case of a
水
river
呢
flood,
是不一样
the
的。
water comes down the river
河水从
over a
河
period of
水
time.
流下来，
It takes
一段
about
很长的
24 to
时间。
30 hours for the water to come from our dam to the
所
city.
以从
In
水
the
坝
case of
流到
creek
水
flooding or
到
local
城市当
flooding,
中
we can
有
have
24到
water
30
level
个小
rises
时，
of 4 metres
所以我
in
们可
30
能
minutes.
30，但是在市
So
区
there's
内
a
30 分
big
钟以
lot of
内
rainfall
可
and
以
suddenly
淹
the
到
creeks
4
start
公里高
rising.。In January this year, we had a
今
river
年的
flood.
1月，
So in
我
other
们有河
words, there
水
was
泛滥。
rainfall across a large catchment,
那整个
about
集水区
13,000 square kilometres over about
大规
5
模
days.
的5
And
天
then as
的
the water
降雨量
accumulated,，
那
it
河
came
水
down
累
the
积
river
之后
and，flooded
整个
a
流
lot
到
of the
河
city.
水里，所以整个泛滥
So
了
in that
市
particular
区。
case, it was a
那这
river
个状
flood.
况呢，就是
And we
河
can have
水
as
泛
many
滥。
pipes as we like,
那这里不
but
管
it's
有
not
多
going to
少
help
管线都
because
没
there's
有
so
用，
much water,
因为水
the
太多
pipes
了，
won't be able to
这
cope
个雨
with
水
a
管
flood of
线
that
没有办
size.
法应付这些水。
Although we haven't estimated the size of the flood yet,
虽然我
it
们还
was
没有
much
测量出它的
larger
规模，
than a
不过这次
100-year
河
flood.
水呢大于过去的
Our
100年
pipes
的
are
洪
only
水
built，for up to a
而我们
10-year
的
flood.
管
So
线
clearly,
的
all
只
the other
有
water
是
has to
10
go
年
over
左右的
land.
洪水，所以
We have a lot
确
of
实是不够的。
over 1,000 buses in the city, and
我
about
们有
600
1100
community
辆巴士
buildings.
，600
What we
栋社区
found through
建
this
筑。
flood event is that many of
这一
those
次的
community
经验，我们
buildings
发
are down
现
in the
社
creeks
区的
and
建筑
waterways,
都是
and they
在
were flooded
水
as
边，
well.
那他们
In
很多
fact,
都淹了。
some of our council depots where we have our work staff
有时候
were
我
in
们市政
some
府
of
的
those
办公室
waterways.
在
We'll
这
have
个
to make
水
sure in
岸附
future we
近，
move them out into
所
higher
以未
ground
来
so they don't get
我们
flooded
要
during
把
those
这个
flood events, so they
这
can
一
be
些
helping the
办公室
citizens
的移
instead
走
of，looking
因
after
为
their
这样
depot.
他们才能够真的是去
We
帮
have
助
about the same number
灾
of
民，而不是
bikeways as your city.
自己
Deputy
都被淹
Mayor
了。
Chen was saying today that we
今天
that you
副市
have
长
about
说到，
400 kilometres
你
of
有没有
bikeways in Kaohsiung.
高
So
雄有
that's another
400
thing we
公
have
里
in
的自
common is that we
行车道，
like being able to cycle along our waterways.
所以
And
布
one of
里
the
斯
really
本也是一样，我们可以
important
在河岸
advantages
骑
of having
自
lots
行
of
车。
bicycle ways
有
is
这么多
that
自行
it
车道的
brings
好
people
处
to the
是
creeks. It
把人
brings
们
people
带
to
到
the
水
river.
岸
And they
边，
have a much more appreciation
所以人
of
们能够
water
更
and flooding.
能够
So they have
感
that
激
connection
这个水，更能
between
了解洪
themselves and
水
the，waterways.
所以他
Whereas
们
in the
自己跟
past,
水
we
呢 关
tend
系
to
会比较
turn
亲
our
近。
back on our
因为在
waterways.
过去我
Our
们常常都
houses
是不
face
去
this
注
way.
意我们
Now,
的水
our
道，
houses face towards our
以前
waterways.
房
And in
子
fact,
都
the
背
most
对着水
expensive
河
real
岸
estate
盖，
in
现在都
Brisbane
面对
is
河岸
facing
盖
the。Brisbane River.
布里斯本
Even
现在
though
很
some of
多
those
房子
houses
呢
get
都
flooded, they only get flooded
面对
occasionally. And people
这个
want
河
to
岸。
live near the river.
那现
And
在
they pay a
呢，
lot of money
很
to
多
live
人
near
愿
the
意
river.
花很多
So
钱住
one
在水岸
clear
边，
advantage of having having lots of bikeways
所以很多
and
自行
people
车道
on
的好
bikes
处
is they are going
是很
down
多
on the river
人
and
骑自行车的好
appreciating
处是
the
人
water
们会到
resources
水
you do
边，
have.
然后会去
I
感
also
恩
notice you have
这个
many
水资源。
bicycles which you can rent
那
here
我
in the
们也
city.
在高雄
And
市
you've
有
had
很
that
多
in
自行
place
车
now for
可以
some
租，
time.
已
That's a
经有一段
fantastic
时间了。
initiative.
这是一个
We have
极
just
好的计划。
recently
我
installed
们
our
最近也
bikes.
开始
You
在
installed
做这样
yours
的事
before
情。
us.
那
And
各
I
位
think
在
it's
这
a
边跑得
wonderful
有
way
点
for
快，
people to
我
get
觉得这个
around
是
and
很棒，
appreciate
让
the
人
city.
们可以骑着脚踏车来
We're also
欣赏
responsible
市容。
for It says here 5, but actually 6 major river
我们这里
crossings,
写
so
5座，其实
bridges.
是6座
And we
主
were
要
very
的桥梁。
made sure that we checked those bridges after the flood to see whether or not they were damaged by the
那我
flood.
们要检查，
And
在洪水后
structurally
都
they
要
were
检
not
查
damaged, but
桥
what we
梁
did
的
find is there
建
was
筑结构。
undermining, there was
我们
undermining
注意
around the foundations.
他
Not
们
enough
在
to be an issue,
桥基
but
的
at
部
least we're
分
aware
是
now where
有
that's
破损
happened, and we make sure that
所以我们要确
where
定
appropriate, we then put rock around to protect that bridge.
要
So
强化
we've
保
actually
护
done
这
some
一些地
hydrographic
基
surveys
桥梁的
up and
基
down
的
the
部
river
分。
to find out where all of the scouring has occurred, and to find out where all
所
the
以我们需
sunken
要检
boats are,
查。
because many boboats sank
那我们
during the
当
flood
时
event,
在
and
洪
many
水当中
pontoons sank during
也
the
有
flood
很
event.
多的船翻覆，所以那也要注意。
We worked very closely with what we call our state government and our federal government.
我
So
们
that's
也跟
equivalent,
我们的
although you
省
don't
政
have a
府或
state
是联邦
government,
政
it's
府
probably similar to your
合
county
作，
government,
这比较
and
类
the
似。
federal government is similar to your central government.
我们
So
的
we've
省
worked
政
very
府比较
closely
像
with
大
each
家
level
的
of government, because
这个
each
中
level
央
of
政
government
府
has a，different
因为
responsibility.
每一级政府有不
For
同的责
example,
任。
the
举
Bureau of
例来讲，
Meteorology, their role
气
is
象
to
局
predict the weather.
他们的角色
So
是
they'll
预
tell us
测
about
天
how
气，
much
所
rainfall
以他
is
会告
likely
诉
to
我们未来可能会
occur,
有
where it's
降雨
likely
量
to
多少，
occur,
而
and
且会降
also
在什么地
what
方，
level the river is likely to rise
而
to.
且河水的水位会涨到
Now,
什么
an
样的
important
程
reason
度。
that they do that is they
他
are
们
protected
这个
by
工
law.
作
So if
很
we,
重要。
as the Brisbane City Council,
那他们有
start to
法
predict
律
the
的
levels in
法
the
律，
river and we get it
他们
wrong,
提供这个
that
资
means that
讯。
we are
如果
open to being sued or litigation.
如果
Because
因为
the
这样，
Bureau of Meteorology, who are the
气象局
right people to predict the level at 5 locations in the city.
要
What
在
we
这
do
个
as
城
Brisbane
市的
City
5个地
Councillors,
方呢
we
提供
interpret
预测，
between those 5
而且我
locations.
们在这
So if
5
the
个
Bureau of
地方
Meteorology say it's going to be
来
this level here
诠释
and that level
可
here,
能造成的灾害。
then we interpret in between based on our
那我们
modelling
根据我
and
们 的
our
模式
experience
跟
so that we
经
know
验
what the levels are all the way along the river.
来
And then
诠
what we
释
do, and I'll show
来
you a
预
map later
判
on, is
河川
we
附
then
近可能的
distribute
状
that level
况。
out across the floodplain. And if someone rings us up and
如
says,
果有人打电话
what
来问
level
我
is the
们说，
water going to rise to at my
那我
house,
家的部
we can
分
tell
河
them
川
at their
会
house
涨到什么
what
地
the
方
likely， level
那
of
我们就可以
water
告诉
is.
他们他们所住
So
的
that
地
way
方可能的
citizens
水
can
位有
phone
多
in
高
and，find
所以
out
市
are
民
they
是可以
likely to
打
be
电
affected
话
by flooding.
进来，然后问
And while
他
it's
们
not
是不是可
perfect,
能会
it's
被
actually much
淹水影
better
响
than。what we
当然
used
这
to
不
have, which was
是
no
很完美的，
information.
但是比过去完全
So
没有资
although the
讯是要好的。
models,
虽然这个模
we
式
found that
我们发
after the flood
现，在
they
洪
were
水之后
very
发
good,
现
but
这
they
个模
can
式
be
非常
improved.
好，
So
但
now that
是
we've
还
had
是
this
可
major
以
flood
还有
event,
改
we'll
进的空间。
recalibrate the model 所
所以
the
在洪
next
水
time
之
they're
后
even
呢，我
better.
们继续在校准这个相关的
The
一个数
Queensland
据
government,
跟
their role is
机
to
制。
provide emergency
昆士兰省政
services to
府
assist
主
people
要
in the
是
community
提
during
供
and
紧
after
急
an
服
event.
务，
So
是在
their
洪
role
水
is
时间
more
的之
about
后，
making sure that the
他们
citizens
主要
are
是
moving
在
out
确
their
定
house and to
民众
evacuation centres
离
that we
开
set up.
家
So we had 12
撤
evacuation
离，
centres
而
around
且
the
进
city.
入庇护所。
About 12,000 people went to those evacuation centres
那有
during the flood
12000
event.
名民众是在洪水
Volunteering
的期间
Queensland is
住
a really
进我们的避
important
难所。
organisation. But what we found during the
昆士兰
flood
的
is that
义工组
government
织
can't
很
do
重要的
everything.
部
It
分
can't be
是，
everywhere.
我们发
And
现
people wanted the
灾难来
community
的
of
时
the
候，政府
citizens
没有办法
wanted
处
to
理
help.
所有的事情，
And
所
so we
以
had a
当
group
公
called
民愿意
Volunteering
合作的时
Queensland
候，
to be
愿
able
意
to
就很
redirect
重
the
要了。
volunteers to
那
the
我们有
areas
个昆
that
士兰义工组织
do
可以
some
统
help. And I'll show
筹
you some
愿
photos later on
意
of
协
people
助
in the
社区清理
community
的志工
helping。each other
等一下我们可以
after
各位
the
看一
flood
些照
event.
片，
And
是
even
在
during
洪
the
水
flood
之后
event,
我们的
actually
志工
moving
来帮忙
things
状
out of
况。
houses,
那甚
furniture,
至帮
moving
大家把
cars out of the flooded zone. So
车
people
子
in
啊、
the
家
community
具
were
啊移
helping
出
other
洪
people
水
in the
区。
community.